Hello, namaskar. Welcome you to the SAAR analysis. I am Chaman Nayak and here's my take. Well, the perception is that every geopolitical crisis creates only losers. While the history suggests something far more uncomfortable, the crisis also creates new winners. When the supply chain breaks, companies do not wait for the peace. In fact, they search for an alternatives. And when market become uncertain, the countries can deliver reliable, become more valuable than countries simply deliver cheaply. Well, India is now aiming for the $1 trillion export by financial year 2027, even as instability in the West Asia threatens the arteries of the global trade. Well, the question is not whether India can feel the impact or not. The question is, can India become the country of the global business? Choose when the oil trade maps stops working. Let's dig it out. Well, here's the data speaks about India's total export were estimated roughly around 825 billion in financial year 2025. Now it combined the merchandise and services. To reach $1 trillion, India must add nearly 175 billion in export value in 2 years. And yet, even in the amid disruption across West Asia, India has achieved more than 15% of financial year 2027 target. Well, this is not just an economic target, it is a geopolitical test because in a world where the roots are under pressure, market access become the power. Now, here's what evidence speaks about. Evidence is in India's negotiating posture with Washington. Well, New Delhi has indicated that a proposed India-United States trade agreement will not move ahead until India's exporters receive a tariff advantage over competing countries. Now, this is a critical distinction. Well, India is not simply asking sell more into America, it is trying to ensure that an Indian made product arrives in America market with stronger price advantage than its rival product. At a moment when the countries are trying to reduce over dependence on a single manufacturing, India wants to convert this China plus one strategy from corporate slogan into a national strategic advantage. Now, the question arises why this matters. The Middle East crisis has exposed the fragile globalization really. Well, the Red Sea, the Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz are not just lines on the map, they are the arteries that connect Asian factories, Gulf engineering producers, European consumers, and most importantly, American market. Well, for India, the danger is obvious and India knew it exactly. But India depends heavily on imported energy. The prolonged oil shock can push inflation, rise the transportation cost, and widen the trade deficit for sure. But these disruptions can also create opportunity, and India knows it exactly. Now, if company need stable productions, predictable diplomacy, and competitive labor, India can offer something increasingly rare, and that is reliability. Well, now here's the importance. Well, let me discuss about India's strategic step. Well, this is India's straightforward strategy that to secure the better tariff access in United States, deepen its trade links with Europe and the Gulf, and build the stronger relationship across all major countries. Well, India is not trying to extract profit from the conflict, but it is trying to make itself indispensable when the conflict changes the rules of the trade. Now, here's my take. The Middle East crisis may become one of the most serious economic risks, but it can also become the biggest strategic openings. Well, the countries that win the next phase of the globalization will not necessarily be the cheapest countries. They are the one with the most trusted when the world is unstable. So the question is, can India turn this moment of the global disruptions into a permanent trade agreement? Well, let me know in the comment section, and that's all from today's analysis. I will be back with another episode. Till then, thank you for watching this.